Speaking of someone who may be coming in, just as we're getting ready to wrap up here, the rumor is that the currently unemployed Tessa Blanchard is high on the WWE list, and she's apparently going to get quite a big payday because AEW need her because their women's division is worse than the women's division of this interview here, and so they have nothing, and they've only got like 8 female wrestlers, and they're already used up. But WWE, despite what a lot of critics say, they've got a great depth of roster. Plus, she can make a lot of money. And Flair versus Blanchard could be a fucking really great match that could draw after a bit of a build. So
she has heat. No one in wrestling has heat right now. She probably has the most heat of anyone.
Do you mean legitimate heat?
Yes.
Well, that's actually what I was going to ask. What's your take on the her possibly coming in, and do you think her rumors of backstage problems could halt that or get her buried straight away?
I think it's funny, first of all, that she played TNA Impact so well that they made her champion, killed their men's division by having her beat all the men, then killed their women's division because how important is the women's title if you have a woman as the men's champion? And then she leaves the company without even dropping the title. And now I hear the company has applied for a loan between $150,000 to $350,000 to attempt to pay. It said, according to the Wrestling Observer, that the reason they took out that loan is to pay 106 employees. So they're not in the best shape right now. I hear Gallows and Anderson might be coming there, but if they're taking out loans, I just wonder what the future of that company is. But as far as the racism allegations that came out against Blanchard and stuff, I think ultimately nothing came of it because the girl that people were saying she called the N-word came out and said that they had settled it, and no one was actually going to go on the record about what happened. And it's unfortunate. I tried to get some of these people accusing Blanchard to talk to me, and they wouldn't talk to me. So really, in the end, it was all just hearsay. Whether it happened or not, no one would actually stand up and actually go on the record about it. Does she have a bad backstage reputation? Yes. Is she a pain to deal with? Yes, I've dealt with it myself, dealing with her. When we tried to book her in Great North Wrestling and she had a flight issue, she couldn't make the show, but then she wouldn't do an apology video for the fans or any interviews with me in the future. But as I said, she has heat. People legitimately don't like her. She's a heel with heat. There isn't any really in wrestling right now. And WWE needs her. As you said, her versus Charlotte is money. She could also do well in AEW, but I think WWE could probably make her a better offer.
A better offer, and comparatively, their ratings are huge compared to AEW. But I just think that I think that if they sign her, I'm not saying she's going to set the world on fire or any of that, but I think that it's going to make their TV much more interesting. Where if she goes to NXT, that's going to, I would say that's going to make it instantly more interesting than fucking Nyla Rose versus the fucking small Japanese lady again.
I don't think the Nyla Rose experiment was a positive one in the end. I really don't think it did anything. They never really promoted her they promoted her as a straight woman, but everyone knew behind the scenes that it was a individual. So I don't know if it really did anything for the people. since they never actually promoted that she was on TV. They just try and promote her as a straight female, but I guess the issue was, and I haven't seen much of her, but I guess she wasn't really that good either. I guess that was one of the issues why she didn't get over.
Yeah, that is the problem with AEW, and like Nyla Rose is the perfect example where they do all this preaching about diversity, and we don't care about your race or your gender or your sexuality or any of that shit. It's like, okay, fair enough, but you can't then just hire people because you need to tick a box. Like, we need a fucking white guy, we need a black woman, we need a fat Asian, here's a dwarf transgender Indian person. It doesn't. If they're no good for the job, they shouldn't be hired. And as top of that, when you look at AEW, they do all this shit about we're going to hire different races, but then they only push the white guys, and it's always the white guys on the poster. But then if you look at WWE, what is there? Something like there's 11 of their champions aren't milk-faced crackers like us. So I think that there's, again, the double standards of AEW is for everyone, but mostly if you used to work for the WWE or you're one of Cody's friends.
Yeah, or the Young Bucks friends or Jericho's friends, as we just said with Luther there. You can get in. And Cody, everyone knew was going to win that stupid TNT championship. They killed that. The guy who Jake the Snake manages there, what the hell is his name? Lance Hoyt. They brought him in and they had him jobbing to Cody within a month.
Yeah.
It's just too bad because they could have had something there. And why does Cody need to win that title? He's an executive of the company. Why not try and push the heel a bit? And then after the match, they all take a picture smiling together. I don't know. But yeah, you have a good point. Definitely, there's more diversity. Diverse people getting pushes in WWE than AEW, I guess.
Yeah, because the problem I have is, like, if you look at The Rock, have you heard of him?
I may have heard. Isn't he an actor now?
Yeah, he was in that Baywatch. That's good shit. That great movie.
You know what? I watched that one twice.
Why? It's officially everybody. Hannibal lives in a mental home.
I think the best scene of that one is the guy that gets his dick stuck in the lawn chair or something. Did you see that?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
And the person I took to see Baywatch is still in 2020 annoyed at me and brings up the fact that I insisted on bringing her. But as I said, when you look at The Rock, if he was pushed today, people would focus on the fact that he's mixed race, not the fact that he was maybe the best ever promo guy and one of the greatest wrestlers that's ever lived. They would go, it's time that a part African American, part Samoan man is getting the opportunity. No, it's because he's great. That's why he got the fucking push. If they were pushing everyone because they're Samoan, fucking head trigger Samu would be a 15-time world champion.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the problem with the AEW, and that's the problem with the diversity.